We believe that if we do not hold on to Jesus for dear life, we are not going to make it in this world.
Creemos que si no nos sostenemos fuertemente de Jesús, no vamos a lograr nada en esta vida.
We also believe
When I first thought about this project, I didn't know who I wanted to interview. I thought to myself, I didn't know any doctors or lawyers. But after an activity we did in the class, it became obvious to me. Someone in particular came to mind, someone who puts in countless hours studying, someone who knows how to lead and organize programs with ease, someone who provides counseling and spiritual direction to all who ask, but most importantly, someone who loves what she does day in and day out. Pastors are an overlooked group that can be just as important as any doctor or lawyer in their community. This is my interview with Christi Villarias.
say, Lord, help me.
Empieza a decir, Señor.
When I was your age, I had already been sensing what my passion was, which was working with young people. So at that age, I was already involved in youth ministry. I was already helping and serving in all areas to find out what God wanted me to do. So whatever was available, I was, do you need someone? I'm your girl. Do you need someone to do that? I'm your girl. So that I can find out where God wanted me. So I was already being involved in opportunities that I felt God was giving me. So I would just jump in and do it, I guess. And studying. I was also studying at that age. There was a lot of noise, that's for sure. And one of them was definitely God helped me through it by constantly reminding me who I was in Him, that it didn't matter what others would say I am. What mattered was what He said I was. And also having a good support system that would remind me of that too, because you always need someone else that's on your team that helps you and reminds you when you forget who you are, when you forget that you've been called, and that you forget. It's easy to forget when the noises are strong. So you need stronger voices around you that says, hey, you got it. Hey, I believe in you. Hey, God says that you can do it, and we believe it too. So the Lord and a group of supporters that became part of my team, they were my cheerleaders, I guess, that helped me through the noise. Wow, that's a good question. It is challenging to stay motivated if I think that success depends on me alone. And for a long time, I thought that, I was the solution to a lot of things, and I was placing so many burdens on myself when I shouldn't have placed those burdens, because in my line of work, we definitely believe that God is the one that fixes. He's the one that heals. We're not. We're just the tools that God uses. So when I started reminding myself that I'm not the solution, that God is the solution, then I was able to motivate myself in believing that God is bigger than any wall that was in front of me, stronger than anything that I could encounter. So that encouraged me a lot, believing that there was someone who could help me through all the mess of life and all the messiness of life. So every time I say hi to someone or I encounter a young person, to know that the same God that helped me is the same God that can help them. That's how I stay motivated. Because if He did it with me, He can definitely do it with anyone else. So yes, that's how I stay motivated. Wow, what attributes are important for success? I believe your faith is. I think that if you don't have a strong foundation of what your belief system is, your values, then it's going to be impossible for you to be able to succeed in anything. because success is really a reflection of what goes inside of you. And the way that you can succeed is by being very strong in your convictions and your beliefs. That way, if any noise comes out, if any noise is really strong, then you are able to still stand firm. So every person that I feel has been successful in my line of work has very strong convictions in who God is and who they are and in the calling God has placed in their life. So that would be one of the attributes. And perseverance. You need a lot of that to keep going when everyone is going against you, or the wave or the pressure is too strong. To keep going forward is one of the other attributes that I see on people. So, how do I define success? Well, I completely, firmly believe in God and what He says on His Word, that it is true. So success for me would be being obedient to that. So however that looks like, as long as I'm obedient to what He has called me to do, maybe it may not look that it's getting done. Maybe it may seem that it takes a bit more time than others, but as long as I'm obedient to what God has placed in my heart, for me that makes anyone a successful person. So.